And y'all, welcome to my walkthrough for Elden Ring. This is going to be a platinum walkthrough, but also a walkthrough designed for newer players to help them get through the game. Starting with the level 1 character, bringing it up to level 150, the recommended level for the DLC, going through, covering all build types, how to put your builds together properly, what I would recommend for every class, boss strategies, getting all the endings, all the weapons, all the quests, you name it. Now, for those wondering why I'm redoing this series, as I've already posted a walkthrough, and we're actually um, right now actively uploading episodes of Shadow of the Erdtree walkthrough, it's because there was this few episodes I got my dogs barking in the background, and then on top of that, at the very end of the game, I was trying to show everyone how to back up their save to get all 3 endings in one playthrough. And when I did that, it actually not only cut off my recording, it deleted it, so the final boss wasn't there and all these things. So yeah, the walkthrough is great, and I fucked up the last episode, so here we are again. Luckily for you, luckily for me, I love the game, so I don't mind. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and jump on in, guys, go over classes, and just redo this, and maybe we'll get it better too. So maybe we'll work on out. Now I won't be taking down the other episodes until these are replacing them, so no one has to worry about that. Because I know a lot of people have been commenting saying how much it's been helping them, and they'd be lost without them. Don't worry, they're not going anywhere. I'm just replacing them with better versions of it. Just get a better guide for people up there. But yeah, so first you got Vagabond quality build. Quality builds focus on strength and dexterity. Let you use pretty much every weapon in the game. You're not going to have spells. You're not going to have incantations. No weapons of skill with arcane, faith, or intelligence. So, but we'll let you use everything from a curved light little curved sword to a big colossal strength weapon, whatever you want to do, as long as it's a basic weapon. That's bows and arrows, twin blades, katanas, great swords, great shields, you name it. So very strong build for newer players that may not know what they want to use yet, and they just kind of want to go through the game and figure it out. Next we have warrior. Warrior is your you know base dex build. So I like to explain dexterity to people that are newer to the franchise. It's like lighter, faster. It's like this starts with two curved swords, right? Um, or twin blades, bows and arrows, things like that. Daggers, that's your dex stuff. Next we have hero, your base strength build. So you can think of this as colossal weapons, right? That goes with strength, but really it's anything that scales with strength. Like it starts with a one-handed axe that scales with strength. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be colossal. So it's any weapon that scales with strength, halberds and stuff like that. So if that's what you want to go through, it's a strong build. Then we have our first hybrid build. So this is bandit. It's going to come in with arcane and dex. So you have your lighter, faster weapons, but you also have access to certain elementals. Like you could use it scales with rot, it scales with poison, and it scales with blood loss. So this could be really strong in the right hands. I really like it a lot. A lot of new players go to this or samurai too for the blood loss because it helps, I guess. But then you have astrologer. So astrologer is primarily a caster for intelligence, meaning spells, right? But since it's primarily a caster, guys, this is more like range spells. I mean, really just spells in general. You're not really using any melee with this, right? It's all spells, spells, spells. So do keep that in mind. But you're coming in with 16 intelligence, which is nice. But keep in mind, your health is at 9 instead of, like, this starts with 15. So, it's going to offset other things. But you're also going to have more mana, too. So your mana is at 15 instead of your mind. So, and if you look level 6, level 5, level 7, they're all pretty close to each other there. Now we have Prophet. This is the other end of the spectrum, still a caster, but this is Faith. So Faith uses incantations casted with a seal. Intelligence, or Astrologer Intelligence, is going to use actually a staff that's casting spells. So Intelligence for this, Faith for this. Now incantations are nice because while they do damage, just like spells do, they also let you buff yourself, let you buff your defenses, your damage, heal yourself, and things like that. So there's a lot of survivability here as well, and a lot of damage output, right? After that, we got Samurai. This is like another Dex class, technically, but I consider it more of a quality build. Your Dex and your Strength are only 3 points apart here. But this starts with Uchi Katana, give you some bleed, and a bow and arrow. And then it comes with fire arrows, and you have to replace those, but really strong build for starter class. And after that, we got our prisoner, another hybrid build. This one is going to be Dex Intelligence. So, melee focused mage, you still have your staff, you can still cast spells. However, there are intelligent scaling melee weapons that do frostbite or do magic damage. So this is actually a really fun one. I actually enjoyed quite a lot. Really, really strong in game for sure. Now we have Confessor. This is another class I would highly recommend to newer players. You could either go Strength Faith or Dex Faith, giving you access to melee weapons. You know, they either do holy or that do fire, but also incantations for damage, incantations to buff your defenses. You know, so high survivability, high damage output, a lot of options. Now, if I was to choose one or the other for a newer player, I would say Strength Faith, because that way you'll have access to a great shield we'll get later on, much later on, but it could repel spells back at people, it could tank through any attack. That you know, there's like a really good weapon I would recommend to you that heals you every time you kill enemies and does fire damage. So I just, to be honest, if you know about this game and you're just following the walkthrough to make sure you get all the items and stuff like that, the best build I think for newer player would be utilizing the Erdtree Great Shield with Blasphemous Blade. Like I said, you can repel spells back out. You're protected greatly with the shield. Then your sword's going to heal you. It's also one of the highest damaging weapons in the game. I think it's just the most viable build, to be honest, for a newer player. Now, with that being said, guys, let's get Wretch out of the way real quick. Wretch, level 1, everything at 10. You don't know what you want to do. You want to go through the game, follow it, kind of figure it out as you go, find a weapon, then level from there. I will say this is more for advanced players. You start with a stick and you're level 1. So now that's out of the way. This walkthrough is going to be designed, so I'm recommending a couple, but everyone do what you want to do. I'm going to do something different. I just did Faith Strength on the other walkthrough to get to the DLC. I've done Dex Intelligence, I've done Quality, so I'm probably going to do Dex Arcane. And the reason for that, it's the only build I've never done before. You know what I mean? I've never done it, so I'd like to do it. With that being said, though, I don't know what weapons I want to use or anything like that. And yeah, I just want to do something different. So everyone should be able to just do their own thing, you know what I mean? But, I hate the fact that everyone's going to take an easy way out to get the blood loss. But do keep in mind, I just beat the game with a faith build, which is, much more difficult. So, but yeah, I just want to kind of do something different for once, you know what I mean? So everyone could do their own thing. We're going to cover all weapons, how you should properly put your build together, what works best for each class. So it's not really going to matter. I'd rather everyone have freedom instead of me going, oh yeah, use this. Like it's a game. You want to have fun with it at the end of the day. So yeah, I do believe it's best for everyone just to do their own thing. But yeah, I really don't know what I want to do. Just kind of want to do something different. You know what I mean? I'm always faith. Always faith. I guess, we'll switch it up. I'll do Dex Ed. That way, it doesn't look like I'm taking some easy way out doing blood loss build. Then everybody's happy. That being said, still don't know what the hell weapons I'm going for, so we'll just figure that out as we go. But yeah. So let's go down here, guys. Keepsake. Hey, it's even better about this build too. I don't use spells at all, guys. I don't use, but there's some good, Dex, intelligence weapons. Okay, Keepsake. Everybody and their mother is going to tell you to get a golden seed. Don't do it. It's just dumb. They're all over the world. It's just a waste. I would highly suggest either probably Fanged Imp Ashes will need it for a puzzle at the end of the game, and they are nice summons early on. But honestly, Stone Sword Key is the best bet. Stone Sword Keys allow you to get into locked off areas that have talismans and armors and weapons and just good stuff. So yeah, I think that's undoubtedly the best item here. It's crazy doing this walkthrough again after I just completed it, but I'm one of those people that's really hard on myself. So if it isn't right, I can't live with that. This will be our last attempt, so we're going to get it right. I don't think I have it in me to spend 200 more hours of this again, guys. I'm sorry. But, yeah, we're going to go ahead and get started. So that's Tarnished. These are multiplayer items, guys. And golly, it's so trippy looking at this health and mana after, because I'm doing the walkthrough for the DLC right now as well. With these huge bars of health and mana. I'm like, what is this, But yeah, we are working our way over to our first, it's a tutorial boss. You're meant to lose here. I mean, you could try to beat him, but to be completely honest, you're going to have a hard time doing so. So I just want that to be known. You're not meant to win here, and even if you do, you still have to kill yourself to get out of here. So, you know. Being said that, we're gonna still try. So L1 in your left hand is how you use that attack or guard with the shield. R1, you know, your sword. And keep in mind, you cannot heal here or refill your mana. That's gone. That's just gone. And we're good. Yeah. Mage build isn't built. If you guys want to beat him out the gate, I will say samurai build's your best. You got the fire arrows, you got blood loss on the katana, so that's the best bet. You'll get a dex weapon, a short sword, and you'll get a great shield. So it's pretty cool, I guess. Now, I do want to go over this. So you just got your flask, right? So D-pad, bottom button's gonna cycle through these items. Your equipment, you want to make sure you're keeping your flask in the very first spot, because later on when you have a bunch of items like consumables you're switching through, if you just hold on the D-pad, it jumps right to it, so that's your best bet. Now you have weapon arts, which is like your special attack. So if you have a shield with parry on, L2 is going to go for that, but if you're a two-handed weapon, that's going to go for your, you know, your sword special attack instead. That being said, guys, you could also take off the parry off your shield. When you're going to buy a skill called no skill, you put that on so your shield will guard, but instead of parrying, you'll go straight for, you know, your weapon attack. You could carry multiple weapons, multiple items at a time. So right on the D-pad is going to cycle your right hand, left on the D-pad is going to cycle your left hand. We got some lore here. Brave Tarnished, take the plunge of learning and remembrance. Recall the arts of war in your warrior's blood. So this is a tutorial area. I'm not going to cover it. I pretty much just covered most of it. So just remember, R1, light attacks. R2, heavy attacks. Holding R2, charged heavy, which is going to break stagger and let you get critical attacks with R1, which are just extremely devastating. Now this is a walkthrough, guys. This is a YouTube video that you could pause. I would highly recommend, if it's your first time, to go through this area, knock it all out, get familiar with the combat, and then just pick up from there. You know, I have a lot to cover, and now I'm restarting all over again. This is going to take around, last time it took 62 episodes, so, you know, 62 hours. We have a lot to cover. Sites of Grace, this is your rest point and fast travel. Also mini hub area. You can go here, sort your chest, move stuff over, put in storage. You can memorize new spells as you find them. Change your flask around. You can allocate charges. You can move more into mana. There's all types of stuff, and there will be more as we go along. Right here, you're going to see a fog wall. This is what you need stone sword keys for. As I talked about, there's a whole dungeon down here with talismans and seals, and golden seeds, all types of really good stuff. However, we're nowhere near ready. You're going to need a lot of help to go down there, guys. Another multiplayer item. Now, I will say, multiplayer is turned off when you're just going through PvE. And when you do multiplayer, you can be invaded by other characters, so do keep that in mind. Now, guys, we're not going to be killing NPCs. We're not going to be doing anything wrong, so pay attention. And when you see NPCs, don't attack them. There's weapons hid behind them. There's shortcuts for late game areas that give you good items hid behind them. Like Bar here. Bar, we do his quest, we can go get to the Lord of Blood region, which typically wouldn't get to like the very, very, very end of the game. And we'll be able to get to it by our second region, which is going to give us the Somber 10 to get special weapons fully upgrade at the start, damn near. I'm going to put you in a really good spot. So just exhaust all this dialogue.
Of course, I'm for without guiding.
And do not fuck with this guy, y'all. Do not fuck with him.
Like me. Are you familiar? You may all that.
I see a lot of people, they gave hot takes to this game, bad reviews, because they come out the door, they hit Bar, and the Bar beats them with the fucking bouquet of flowers. And fucks their shit up. Oh, this game sucks. Like, no, you're not supposed to do that, so you paid for it. Alright, this guy, this tree sentinel, you are not ready for him. So, I want to cover this now. This is not a linear game, guys. When you play this as a straight up linear game, you're going to have trouble. Now, we're gonna play it as a linear game. We are. However, but we're going to go around and get a really good start. So, we're not going to be doing any content for at least 3 episodes. I'm going to try to do it in 2, but it's going to take 3 most likely. The reason for that is we're going to go get a lot of golden seeds. So we get our flask up to about 7 healing flasks instead of 3 right at the start. I'm going to pick up your smithing 1. We're going to go get a lot of levels and good talismans and good weapons for everybody and stuff like that. So we're all just really prepared. Then we can tackle it as a linear game and be okay. You know what I mean? So we just picked up that rune. Go ahead and pop that. If you did this tutorial area, you don't have to worry about it. But if you didn't, you're going to want to use that. And these are consumable runes. Finding them will, you know, give you runes as you use them. They're good for buying stuff, I think. But now we can go here and purchase the crafting kit. You will not be able to craft without it. I would highly suggest getting it. And from here, just going out to the left, hit the main road. And before we do anything else, you always want to go for your horse. And you want to go for your spirit summons. You're able to use summons to help you out with bosses and stuff like that. That's just telling you how to use your weapons. You guys don't have to fight him. I just wanted to try to get off a parry. They're fun. So if you can learn a parry, they're going to do you a lot of favors in the long run, guys. A lot of favors. You instantly break enemies' guard, stagger them. Unless it's a boss, sometimes it takes 2 parries. But yeah, it could really help you if you get good with it. You know, it's not like some easy thing to be completely honest. Alright, and we're just going to keep following the main road. And that's all we're doing. Just going north. And as soon as you get here, we're going to see this ruin. You're going to go to the left. And run to this side of Grace. And this side of Grace is very important, as it's going to trigger cutscene and NPC dialogue. And this is how you're going to meet the person who you're going to upgrade your levels with and, you know, get your horse from. So you got to do this. Now I went into New Game Plus and forgot to do this, and I wasn't able to level up. Well, I tried New Game Plus and I realized it just wasn't for me, but you know. Just gonna skip past all her dialogue.
I can play turning wood to aid you. You need O to the foot.
Make sure you accept her offer.
Then it's settled. Summon me by grace. Ah, I bequeath. Use it.
Spectral
It will
Steed,
sometimes
that's gonna be your
treat
horse.
him with respect.
Alright, so get out of here. Pouches, that's important too. So over here is your pouch, right? You have to hit triangle on PlayStation. Yes, we are playing on PS5 in case anyone's curious. And then you can put items over there. I just don't really care for that. I have no need for it. But yeah, you can put some stuff, and we'll eventually be getting stuff to put here. For now, I would go to your 4th slot to put Torrent on your horse, Spectral Steed Whistle. Reason being is we have our healing flask, we have a mana flask. We're going to go get a flask that lets us kind of make our own potion up for special effects. It only lasts for 2 or 3 minutes, but might give you more endurance, might give you more attack power, might give you more fire damage or magic damage. So it's a flask we're going to get. That way we just keep all of our flasks together, and then we have a horse at the end. Just makes the most sense. Now, before we do anything else, we want to jump back over here to the Church of Ella.
This way, tarnished.
Go over here and talk to Ronnie, or Rena, as she calls herself right now.
And upon the talk thou art to call forth.
Tell her I can call the Spectral
I was
Steed.
entrusted by torrents.
Spirit Calm Bell, Lone Wolf Ashes.
The spirits now it is the
Good, exhaust her dialogue, so you talk to her
I
again.
doubt we. How long before
That last little bit she says, she'll just keep talking while you're trying to fast travel or get away, and it's just a problem. So here's our pouch. I typically like to keep my spirit summons at the top. So I can do that anytime I want. With your pouch, you just hold down triangle, hit up, and you can summon. As long as summoning is allowed in the zone. We'll go and put these away, I don't need them. You're not going to get the mana back, but yeah, we covered that. Now we can jump back over to Gatefront. I want to show you guys something really important too on the map right here. So you see the map's blank. There's no grass, there's no buildings really being shown unless you run into them. So if you look really closely on the map, when you unveil fog, you'll see these little pillars on your map. That's where you get your map fragments from, right? So let's go and run for that. As soon as we grab the map, we're going to jump over a wall on the right side. For good reason. I would ignore all the guys. Right now they're going to kill us. There's just too many. But you just want to go hit L3 and kind of just jump off the horse right over the wall here. run down and get a chest. And this chest is going to be your first wet knife. Wet knives lets you add ashes of war, which are weapon arts, weapon abilities to weapons. And there's your first one, Storm Stop. You'll get more. I mean, every weapon comes with one, but if you want to change that out. Now, special weapons, boss weapons, you cannot change those special abilities. Alright, now we got that. Let's change it to daytime. There are certain enemies out at night. They're pretty formidable. Oh, wrong one. They're pretty formidable, and we're not ready for them right now. So it's getting changed to daytime, so you don't have to worry about them. Okay. Now we're going to hop on Torrent. We're going to go straight over to this telescope. And as soon as you get here, you're pretty much going to turn left. And you're going to go up to this item. Don't pick it up yet. Just go right in front of it. And I want to show you something. So straight ahead, you're going to see a bush. So we got to pick that up now. This little brown bush. You just want to smack that. This is going to be Bach. We're going to get into his side quest. Really nothing comes from it, but we're going to do it anyway.
Thank you. I was pushed and I ended. Oh, when they even so this is what I hope.
I'll give you 10 mushrooms. Talk to him one more time. Okay, now let's go and get out of here. So like I said, the first 3 episodes will just be running around getting the best possible start. So I'm actually going to bring you somewhere where we can go get 100,000 runes real quick. Typically I wouldn't do this because I don't really think you need to do it. But for us going to the DLC and trying to get higher levels so we could, you know, get more health than usual and stuff like, oh, you can more health than usual and stuff like that to help out. I do feel it's, you know, it'd be nice to go ahead, get her health pretty much knocked out, so you know, work on stats for endurance and mana and stuff like that. Let's go ahead and quit out. And we're gonna load back in. The reason why is when you see those little scarabs and they disappear on you, when you reload back into the world, they will reappear, so we can go ahead and get it. Now this is Ash of War I'm never going to use, but still, it's a walkthrough, so we're going to get everything we can get in a single playthrough. Keep in mind, you cannot get every item or do every quest in a single playthrough. So from the walkthrough perspective, I'm going to get the most stuff or the best stuff in one playthrough. So we really need to get a new weapon though, guys. I gotta tell you that shit right now. We gotta get a new weapon. I'm not even sure what I'm gonna go for first. I do know one thing. With what we're doing here, kind of running around, I'll be able to get both. Oh, let's go right after the bridge. Go right. There's gonna be a little dead guy in a chair that has a somber one. We need that to upgrade special weapons. But we'll be able to get both pieces of the Dectus medallion, giving us into a late game area where we can go for a couple cool items up here. Because Dex Arcane has no choices really for a long time, so I would like to run up there to at least get them something. There's also a curved sword I want to grab, a Mount Gelmir, that would be helpful, and a really good strength weapon up there, so I think it'd just be beneficial. So we'll be doing that. It's not something I really do, but with redoing the walkthrough, I'm like, you know, maybe there's some stuff we can get earlier, some stuff we can do better, right? Help people out. So from there, we're just gonna get over here to this cliff, and that's, you know, the bridge is right there. Cliff's right up here, guys, and right by this post, this little cross, you'll be able to grab a golden pickle foul foot. So that's a consumable. Using that is going to give you 30% more runes for a few minutes, like when you kill enemies and stuff. So it's really nice. Hey, guy, I'm just, you know, minding my own business here. Alright, so from here, we're just getting back to the main road. Eventually, while you're following the main road around, you're going to see like there's little trees to the right, and there's going to be a site of grace there. We really need this for later on. We're going to want to fast travel back here at some point. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and rest up. We're almost out of heals already. It's going to happen. You know, that's why we're trying to get our best start, guys, because we don't want to run out of heals and everything. Even in the beginning area, everything's killing you 2 hits. It's not, you know what I mean? not that viable, I don't think. So we gotta just work on this. So we're just gonna head south and go on into the Weeping Peninsula. We're just gonna grab a few things. That's mainly gonna be like stuff for faith builds down here. But there's kind of stuff for everybody too. So that guy with the ballista, he's kind of zigzagging. I'm not even sure if he's ever hit before, to be honest. Stone Sword Key. It seems across the bridge, go to the right. Grab this side of Grace. Now these first few episodes are going to go pretty quick. There's a lot to get started on. And when we start doing actual content, we're going to slow way, way, way down to make sure we're not missing anything. But right now, there's a lot of stuff to grab. So it's just like running around and, you know what I mean? We're also going to go get a bunch of upgrades. So we'll be able to upgrade special weapons to +5 and regular weapons to +10 right at the start. It's going to be really useful for a lot of people.
Might I bend? My name is a servant's there. But I swear my good father decided to...
Go ahead and exhaust her dialogue and get the letter from her. She wants us to take this letter to her father. But if we end up fast traveling down here later, we don't want to forget to talk to her. It's quite easy to forget to do that, to be completely honest. Alright, so typically when you see these carts, trolls will be pulling them, and you have to smack the troll to stop it, then you have to jump off your horse, open a chest to get the item. This one has crashed, and even the lid on the chest is open, so you don't even have to get off torrent here. You can literally just run right up, grab the Morning Star, and just grab these little items, because this is going to be a smithy too. It needs as many of those as we can get early on. Another scarab, so this is going to be an active work for both builds. God, this weapon's gotta go, man. I gotta get something better. Alright. So from here, just go straight, follow it around to your left. And then we'll go and rest again. I like to make that a habit, honestly. Alright. So from here, as soon as you sit outside of Grace, you're going to see a Spirit Spring behind them. So, the Spirit Springs are used to get you up places. But you can also use them to fall down and not take fall damage. Now typically you would just go straight and jump up on that cliff, but we want to just kind of aim to the right. We're going to get on top of this tower. This is going to get us a shield that's going to boost your stamina recovery speed, which is really nice. No stamina, you can't attack, you can't roll, you can't guard with your shield, you can't run away, nothing. So, you know, stamina management is extremely important. Now we're going to go on up to this tower. You want to interact with it. Seek 3 wise beasts. So these are puzzle towers, and you have to solve them. So your first one is right there. I have to. Oh, I use that though. Second one's on the little path right here. The third one's a bit tricky, especially, you know, like at the start of the game. They just hide shit so well. You're like, what the hell? Like, we just started. We're not even thinking this way yet, right? But you go here, you wait for the bubbles. That's how you know where the third one is. Like, he's just completely invisible, completely hidden. You're not going to find him. You know what I mean? Now, the seal on the tower has opened, letting us get in here. So 90% of the time, not always, 90% of the time you're going to get a memory stone here. So we have 2 memory slots for 2 spells. This is going to give us 3. That's going to be really nice. And going up, open the chest, get your memory stone. Now we're going to go ahead and jump back down. Go for a map. There's also a Somber 2 over here, a Golden Seed, and just really good stuff. So, back from the side of Grace, Castle Morn Rampart, as you see, another pillar, that means another map. You can put a marker there if you want, but it's so close, I don't really think we have to worry about it, you know, it's just right here. Now, right when you get here, you're going to see these huge great arrows being fired at you by a golem. And golems look really intimidating. They're huge. You know, they're shooting great. They're giants, you know what I mean? But, just ignore them right now. Go to the right. And we're going to take them down. I know what you're thinking. What? You take that guy down? Yeah, he's really easy. I know that sounds crazy looking at him. But these are probably one of the easiest enemies in the game to beat. At least for a while. So just kind of zigzag. If you do get hit, Torrent's going to take you know, the brunt of the damage. So, but it's easy enough to kind of get around him. So right when you get here, jump off by his leg. You want to do 2 charged heavy attacks. So 1. Oh, I guess this weapon ain't that good. I hit 3. Okay. Now when he lands, you want to go for wherever's blowing. So his chest is blowing. R1. Yeah. Quick out of the room. For half. Alright, so from here, we're going up. So this is like the main castle of the Bleeding Peninsula. We're not going to be doing this for a while, but having this side of grace is going to be nice because, you know, we'll have one at the top, one at the middle, one at the bottom. And before we're actually done this episode, we'll have sites of grace all over the Bleeding Peninsula. You can come down here wherever we want. We'll be getting most of the good items from here, but there's still, you know, quite a few other things. When we clear the area, we'll get them. So as you leave the castle, you'll be going right. And we're going right down this little section. It's actually a beach. And on the beach, you're going to see these jellyfish. So jellyfish, I mean, they'll try to hurt you. They're technically an enemy, but they're more of an indicator that something's around. You'll always see jellyfish when there's like a hidden path, cave, or item, right? So now we already have Somber Smithing 1 and Somber Smithing 2. When we find a regular, or like a boss weapon, we'll be able to upgrade that. And now, let's just go straight right, because there's no need to clear this later. There's only one thing here. So the second pile of rocks, you just climb on up. There, get you room 4. Now, there are some like crafting items. If you want to circle around, you can grab them, but there's nothing really of any consequence here, you know what I mean? Alrighty. So from here, it lets us fast travel, which it won't. It's alright, it's not that far of a run back. I get lazy sometimes and just fast travel everywhere. And I did mention we're going to be going to get a bunch of like, you know, golden seeds for more flasks, sacred tears to make our flask kill us more. But we're also going to be getting weapons for every class, and better spells than what you started with, way better incantations than what you started with, and things like that. So now we have a golden seed. You can go down here to flask, add a charge to flask, you know, and now we got 4. And we'll have 7 before we even start the game. 7 flasks. Now from here we're just going west, straight across the road. Going to the back section over here where we'll be able to get a sacred tear for our flask, a medium shield, and 2 incantations for faith. So you're just going over here, grab your crafting stuff. Just kind of stick to the road and go straight back. You're eventually going to see a little village with a hut. Now the hut in the very back has a medium shield. I mean, we're probably never going to use it. I wouldn't. At the same time, we're trying to get all the items, so, you know, why not grab it? We're already here. Alien Village. As soon as you get that, you just kind of turn around. On the left side is a church. And when you go in the church, there's going to be incantation on the left and the sacred tear straight. So after you grab the sacred tear, you want to jump out the back right wall. I'm going to show you, because there's a lot of rats with madness. It'll kill you. It'll kill you quick. Flame of Frenzy, really good incantation, especially early on. Even in the late game, it's devastating, though, I will say. Alright, now we just kind of want to go straight, and you're going to get over to the cliff here. When you do that, go to the right. Now, we'll be going down, but first, let's go grab a side of grace. Grab that. So this is just going to make it much easier if you want to, you know, fast travel here later, in between episodes, whatever you're trying to do. Or should we get a level, or should we wait? Let's go and add the sacred tears so our flask will heal us more. Where's our levels at? Another shit, but wow, 11 health, 12 mind, 11 endurance. Yeah, they're pretty bad. 11 strength, that's not good. Okay, I mean, we're doing dex intelligence, but you're probably gonna still need some strength requirements, you know what I mean? So we'll have to play it up by ear. Whenever you guys get enough points, go for a level. I'm gonna just try to save them up for a minute. Alright, so now we're just going to be going southwest, staying on the cliff edge. Here, eventually you're going to see some stones you can drop down on. Figured that way, but we missed the incantation, so yeah. Alright, like I said, eventually you're going to see stones you can drop down on. So these are the stones. You can start dropping down, but when you get to the last one, stop. There's a good reason for that. Just under us, you'll see a scarab. We want to lock onto that scarab before we drop down. We want to take it out as fast as we can, because all these bats are coming for our head. It usually takes 3 or 4 hits, depending on your weapon. There we go. Now haul out to the northwest corner. Don't drop all the way down. There's a little nook right here. You want to land there, then drop down. If you drop all the way down, it's going to kill you. So, alright, from here, going straight north. You don't have to do this, I just think it's fun. It saved us a little march there. Alright, so we're just going to be going straight back, keeping the ruins on our right side. I talked about a flask that lets us like mix our own potion together to give a special effect. Well, you're going to need tears for that flask. Not sacred tears, or just tears for your flask, right? So going straight back, go up the rocks here a little bit, then past the flowers. You see the flowers are in the right area. And right here in this little chalice, grab that, then just kind of turn around, and we're going uphill. And just keep going up, and eventually you're going to see it kind of curve around. When you get here, just follow it around. And going up to this church. Be another sacred tier, another side of grace. You guys are starting to see why we're doing all this stuff. You know, we've already gotten, you know, golden seeds. It's our second sacred tier, and I think all in all we get like 3 or 4 up here. That's our second. Go ahead and add that to your flask. Okay, so from here, we're kind of working our way down, but going to the right. Downhill here. So this is going to be a suicide run, I'm letting you guys know right now. And this is just for faith builds. It's going to be faith decks. It's going to get you a scythe that has blood loss, holy damage, and physical damage. Just really, really awesome choice. I would definitely take out the rats. No doubt about it. Let's see what that other shield's like. I want something with no skill, and I don't really care for spells. I know it's crazy saying that, because I'm doing an intelligence build. The only reason I'm doing an intelligence build is to do something different. I wanted to do, like I said, I wanted to do arcane, but I didn't want someone going, oh, you're doing an easy way, so here we are. But there's still some pretty good decks and weapons, so not gonna really bother me much. But I should probably keep my staff with this, because most other builds have much more health than me. So you guys could have enough health to run past these guys, pop the door, open the chest. So just run straight, jump past them and do that. I'm going to try to... Oh, God. Yeah, I'm going to like to try to take these guys out so I don't have to worry about them trying to kill me. Thank you, good sir. I guess maybe I could try to fuck around with spells. I don't know. I just never really enjoyed that style. You know what I mean? I tried it, but it's been a while. I might try it again. So, inventory. Winged Sight, physical 87 plus your scaling with Dex. Then we have Holy 104 plus your scaling with Faith. Causes blood loss build up at 55. So just to cover this real quick of how you should do your build and how everything works. Middle row, very bottom, attributes required. So you need 16 strength, 16 dex, and 24 faith to use this weapon properly. That's why the 87 has minus 34. 104 has minus 41 instead of plus, because you don't meet, I don't read the requirements. Once I do, that's the damage I'll get. Now you see it's E strength, but it has D dex, D faith. So this is a dex faith weapon, because scaling, the best scaling's S, then A, then B, then C, then D, then E. So as you upgrade it, that D and faith and dex is going to go up to maybe C or B or whatever it may be. But yeah, so that's the scaling you're going to get from your stats. So if you're using a weapon like this, you want to stick with dex and faith. Now, I wouldn't recommend working on more than 2 damage stats. Like, you really want to dial in your build. Now, I could sit here and say, well, 1 damage stat's better, because then you can bring it all the way up to 80 in-game. But at the same time, dude, I just finished a run of this game. We reached level 175. I had more health, endurance, and mind than usual, and we still hit 55 on both damage stats, giving our weapon over 800 AR. So, I mean, I've rebuilt to the best, I feel like, because you're getting scaling for both your damage stats, so you don't have to be really high in one. And as long as you got like 50, you're good. As long as you have 50 in one, obviously it's better to get more damage, but it's enough to beat the game, no problem. So, using a weapon that scales with 2 things, getting them both to 50 or 55 in game, you're more than good. Let's go and add that to our class. We got the faith weapon. From here, we're just gonna go on out the main door, kind of go to the right downhill. You're gonna see another set of ruins. This is gonna be for mage builds. There's gonna be a weapon here that will cast, just run for the stairs, ignore everything. This shit's gonna mess you up. There's gonna be a spell here that actually casts projectiles from the back of an enemy. So if you that's ambush arc. So if you cast it at the beginning of a fight, the boss gets hit in the back while you're hitting him in the front with different spells. So I think early on it can be quite useful, depending on how you're, looking at things and attacking things and stuff like that. So from here we're just going straight west down to another coast. Getting a side of grace. Alright, come on over here. Talk to this gentleman.
Well, there's been a... How can I?
Got some pretty good stuff. Zweihander, strength builds, some arrows, a note about wandering mausoleums. I'll teach you about that. Don't worry about it. He also has 3 smithing tools, which would be nice to go and pick up. Stone sword keys, a lantern, which would also be really nice. We don't really care about it right now. From here, I see we're pretty good in the Weeping Peninsula. Now, there's a tower up there. And that tower is going to transport you all the way up here, way up here, to the capital. And it's going to let you run straight ahead and get a talisman that gradually restores your HP. It could be nice, but this is better stuff we could be doing. Because it's really slow. If it worked faster, cool, but it doesn't. It's just not going to be that useful when you only have 1 talisman slot. And we're about to go get a talisman that's going to give us 23 levels at the start. Granted, when we reach about level 100, we need to take this off. But for now, it's going to be really good. So from here, let's jump over to a guild like south. Before we do anything else, so Faith, you're good, you're done. As far as, the best early start, you guys don't need anything else. That's all the best stuff you're going to get. You know what I mean? So we still have quality, we still have dex, we still have intelligence, and dex or arcane, any dex arcane, whatever. There's nothing for you guys, not for a long time. I'm going to try to make a run to get you guys something. And we will. And we'll try to get other stuff in Altus. I'm going to go out the way to get there first. Just keep in mind, you cannot rest when we do get to Altus, or you're going to trigger the Radon Festival, but you can run up there and grab some stuff. But what I was going to say is Dex Arcane, or Dex Strength, you guys aren't going to have any weapons. So we just got to do Intelligence, Strength, Dex, and Quality. But yeah, so you just head like you're going for Weeping Peninsula over there, guys. But before you get to the bridge, go left this time. Sorry, I was trying to think about weapons for every class. I forgot to mention that. Yeah, just go left at the bridge to Weeping Peninsula. take it around. This is going to take us over to a graveyard. So you're going to see these graveyards around the world, and they have consumable rooms all over them. There's a lot of wolves here. I would just kind of stick on torrent, zigzag through the gravestones, get everything you can. Yeah, buddy. You know what? Let's go ahead and heal real quick. We have like no health. Yeah, we're just gonna grab all this stuff. It's good to kind of save these. I have a bad habit of using the fuck out of them. Excuse my language, I do. But it's like whenever I want to upgrade weapons or buy cool stuff. You could also use them when you're short to get a level. Like if you're like 1,000 runes short, 2,000 runes short before a boss fight or before anything and you're worried about dying. That's always smart to do. And you can pop some right now to get levels. I don't think it's worth it. I think it's better to wait. It's about to take you to... It's not a farm we're doing. We're just going to kill a big-ass dragon. He's going to happen to give us 1,000 runes. So, from here... We're going to go ahead and go a map fragment. And all you're doing, guys, is following this road. But before we get to the map fragment, we got to hit some ruins along the way. And you'll see them. They pop right out of that. So this is going to lead to us getting a quality weapon. That way we'll have faith out of the way and we'll have quality out of the way. This is also one of the best dex weapons in the game too. So, you know, it's kind of for you guys as well. Now there's a couple of other dex weapons we can get, but they're not going to be as good as this. So this is actually going to be for dex and quality. As soon as you get here, you're going to hear the wolf. That's what we want. But while we're here, crouch. Right at the left corner. Crouch, crouch, crouch. That's a rune bear. You don't want to fuck with them. I don't think they're that bad. A lot of people do. I don't. But at the same time, we still have enough health so if he hits us once, we're not dead. You know what I mean? So, Axe Talisman enhances the damage of charged attacks. So you guys can put that on if you're doing, you know, straight up melee play. Now from here, we're just going to run straight back, get the map, and run towards the Erd Tree. So you stay on the main road. You're going to see the map fragment over here on your right. As soon as you get this map fragment, we're just going to kind of turn around. Alright, so there's a cookbook right by that room bear. And we're going to like loop and grab it. But after that, you can't hardly see the Erd Tree. It's right there on the left. So we're going to grab that and just shoot straight southeast to go behind the Erd Tree. Usually he does an alert, so we'll see. There you got that. Going up here. We want to go behind the Erd Tree. Did I get up too high? I damn sure did. We want to go behind the Erd Tree. Grab more tears for our flask. Now, we still haven't picked up that flask yet, but we're about to go get it right now. How long we've been recording for? 47 minutes, so we should have just enough time to get this weapon for quality and dex builds. Now, you do need 18 strength to wield it, unless you just want to two-hand it. But you're just going back to the main road, and we're just following this all the way down. Eventually going to lead us to a church, which gets us another sacred tier for our flask, but it also gives us the Flask of Wondrous Physic that's going to allow us to, like I said, craft our own potions. As long as you have 2 tiers to go in it. So I guess you could do a 1 tier, which is kind of like, what's the point? So Crimson tier, or was it Crimson Crystal tier and Flask of Wondrous Physic, very important stuff. Go over here, your sacred tier. We'll go ahead to the side of grace, grab this, and kind of go over how the flask works. Damn, I can't believe we're still in the first episode. I feel like we've done so much. Alright, so go ahead, use your sacred tier. Now you'll see an option, Mixed Wondrous Physic. So here's the ones you got. You got something for more charge attack damage. You have something boost faith by 10 points. You have stamina and you have health. Early on, I just do stamina and health. I'm not using faith. You know, I don't care for charge attacks. I ain't got a good weapon yet, you know. We also, you see, we can go to memorize spell now. There's some 2 incantations and 2 spells. You're not going to reach requirements for this stuff for a little while. You know, you have to start working that stuff up. But I won't worry too much about it. Now from here, let's jump on over to Church of Ella and go talk to Kale. So why we did this is because we had to hear the wolf howl. Wolfman had to howl. We had to hear it. It's going to open up dialogue here. So about the Howling and
The
Mistwood.
howl of a... I suppose. Next time you... Don't fret. I just haven't...
You get the finger snap emote. We need that to summon down Blythe the half wolf. So I'm gonna take all these off. I'm gonna keep on my DLC to remind me where we're trying to get. You know what I mean? Now we're looking for finger snap right here. So now we jump back over to Fort Height West, and we'll be able to go ahead and summon down Wolf Bro. So Wolf Bro is going to help you in what could otherwise be a challenging fight. I could usually beat this guy right out the gate. No levels, nothing like that. He's really easy to parry. There's just one attack that's easy to parry, but it's easy enough to set up and get criticals on him, and even unupgraded weapons do good damage as he's an extremely early boss, right? However, this is kind of part of the quest, and also leads you to getting the Talisman later on, and a Somber 2. And newer players, if it's your first time, you're probably going to need help. This guy's a big guy, real quick, a lot of blood boss. So you can get here to the back part, use finger snap, Blythe's going to come down. And you go talk to him.
Who goes? Carly sent you the name's Bloody Fled somewhere. Come tell me. I can offer you.
So one more time.
And in need of...
Okay, so now we got that. We could jump over to this grace I told you way back in this episode to go ahead and grab because we needed it for later. Well, now is later. So that's going to be the Gill Lake South. We're going to do our first ever jail. So ever jails are exactly as they sound. They're jails you're going to find in the world. They look like this. They're pretty much like a portal. You have to you interact with it and it portals you inside of the jail. And then you fight someone that typically gives you a talisman, spell, incantation, weapon, all types of stuff. You know, it just depends on whichever jail it is and who you're fighting. So now that you have talked to Blythe, he will be here to help you with this fight. So if you didn't do that, if you didn't talk to him, he's not going to be here. So when you enter these Everjones guys, the enemy's over there where it's like growing purple, he's not going to run up on you until you trigger him. So you got a second to buff up or whatever you want to do. There you go. I don't have on my parry shield.
No. This is where it ends.
He can't really help me here, guys. Damn this stamina. Watch your health. He does have blood loss. There you go. It's pretty easy. Usually I'll fight him myself. I'll have on like a parry shield and I can just get criticals and just mess this shit up. But, you know. Might as well just do the quest to get more stuff. So, with that, get your Bloodhound's Fang. Literally, it's the best weapon in the game. Literally, for quality builds. There's not a better weapon, scaling-wise, to my knowledge. Causes blood loss build up at 55. Scales with strength and dex, more towards dex. So this is very much a dex weapon also, but it's really, really good for quality. So that's going to cover dex and quality. We got faith out the way. So 141 plus your physical. Better scaling in dex, but works good for quality. You need 18 strength and 17 dex to wield. So, like I said, really, really, really good choice. Hell, no matter what class I use, I usually put a couple points of strength and dex to use it till later, because it's just one of the best weapons there is.
I had to work for it. Don't say I'm not.
So, Somber Smithing 2, talk to him again. He's
Tell him
going to tell you about
sure I owe
EG.
you one, I reckon.
Now, EG is in Liurnia. And we'll get to Liurnia, not next episode, but the one after. Because what we're doing is we're going to get everything out of, Limgrave and Weeping, which we pretty much got most of it, everything under here. And next episode, we're going to go over to Caleb, get everything out of there, all the map fragments. Then we'll jump to Liurnia and get all the map fragments. So after next episode, everybody, that's going to jump to Third Church America. But after the next episode, that's going to cover every single weapon. More golden seeds, sacred tears, stuff like that. And then the Liurnia episode is really just about getting upgrades for your weapons. That's where all the stones and stuff like that are. So from here, leave Third Church America, get behind here, and first thing you want to do is go uphill. So there is a Ash of War here. It's for faith builds, but it's actually more of a tool for every build. It's called Sacred Blade. So if you're fighting a dead enemy like a skeleton, usually after you kill them, they try to put themselves back together, and you have to smack them again while they're on the ground to actually kill them. Sacred Blade kills them outright. So every class should have this as a sword to use for early catacombs or boss fights with dead people or anything like that. So from there, we're going to go ahead and get on into Caleb. There's nothing we can do there yet until next episode just because I'm out of time. But at least we'd like to get us there. So you're going to find a portal over here behind the church, guys. They're going to take this. Alright, as soon as you get here, run straight in this door. There's a side of Grace in here. And this is Grank. So we have a side quest with Grank that's going to start in a few episodes. So it just makes the most sense while we're right here to go ahead and get the side of Grace. That's going to line us up for next episode. So we are going to go ahead and wrap up here. Oh yeah, she's going to talk just by going around table hold. Just don't accept this for now. We'll do this next episode. We can get here again anytime you interact with the side of Grace. You'll see the option. So anyways, so next episode we'll be going through here. And everyone, I appreciate you sticking with me while we redo this walkthrough. Like I said, I will not take down the other episodes until these are complete. So once again, I hope this is helpful. Hope you guys are having a good time, and we will see you back here shortly.